In this video, I want to talk about StumbleUpon. StumbleUpon.com is a very big website where you can submit articles and content from all around the web, and other people can upvote your content. They stumble it. So you get lots of eyeballs on your content, and this can bring you thousands of traffic. Sometimes the bounce rate is very high, but I still use it and I think it's valuable, and I also tested it with AdSense sites and it works very well for that. And you could also get some email subscribers if you have your website prepared the right way, but mainly this is a traffic source that brings volume. So let's just get started. I have prepared 8 essential tips to go viral on StumbleUpon today. And how do you get this viral traffic? First of all, you need to create awesome content. And by awesome content, I mean you need to create how-to content, you need to create videos, you need to create list posts. And as far as I can tell, list posts with larger numbers work very well. I had a list post I will show you later in this video that had 101 sources for free stock photos, and it did amazing on StumbleUpon. You could also do top 10 style posts and interviews. Doesn't really matter, but it must be targeted to the category you submit to. And also it must be of high quality, otherwise it won't work. Second is the type of articles. That's what I just mentioned. Make it longer, make it bigger, use images and make list posts and how-to posts. These are the two that worked best for me. Images and videos do very well. You can just embed YouTube videos on your site, or you can use stock photos to spice up your posts and make them look nice before you submit to StumbleUpon. Choosing a category on StumbleUpon is very important. For the example post I will show you later, I used the photography category because it was about stock photos. There is an entrepreneurship category, and there are many more. Some categories I know that do very well on StumbleUpon are the food category, the photos category, and the travel niche. And if you are a blogger in any of these niches, you should definitely give this a try. So in my opinion, if you check the right category and submit a great article, StumbleUpon could work for nearly everyone. You need to create catchy headlines, though, to make people click through to your website. And you can get inspired by sites like viralnova.com or BuzzFeed.com or any other news sites. I do not recommend to have ads above the fold because that annoys visitors and you will get an even higher bounce rate and less clicks. So if you want to put ads, put them below the fold on the articles you submit. Make it easy to stumble. And what I mean by that, I mean you should definitely add a stumble button in your social sharing bar if you try to get traffic from StumbleUpon, because that can help people to stumble it even further. And if you recognize you get a small trickle of traffic from StumbleUpon, I recommend adding the button. And last but not least, you can push it. I will show you how in another video, but I'm talking about paid discovery, the paid traffic channel from StumbleUpon, And if you have an article that does really well on StumbleUpon, you should spend a few dollars to push it even further. So this is how I set up my articles. I showed you before. I have the share bar on the left side, and this works quite well for me. And I will show you one of my articles that got thousands of traffic. So you can see StumbleUpon usually comes in spikes, so there's no steady traffic flow, but here I had nearly 800 visitors in one day, 500 visitors or 200 visitors. So it highly depends on the content you submit and frequently you do it. Here are some articles, and you can see one got 2,000 visitors from StumbleUpon, one got 1,450, 600, 500. So there is lots of potential in StumbleUpon. This is an article that did very well for me. You can see I have a pop-up to collect email addresses, and I also have a lead magnet here to collect email addresses, and the rest of the post is just pure content. When people see the submitted article on StumbleUpon, they usually see the part above the fold. There are no ads here. There's a nice image with a title, and everyone knows immediately what the article is all about. And I also added an internal link right above the fold to reduce my bounce rate at least a bit. And of course, I also have the button on the left. And if you scroll down, you will see this is a list post, and it's nothing more than links and images. And I'm on a dedicated WordPress hosting, so my site loads very fast, and people can scroll through this to watch the photos. And this post did very well on StumbleUpon. So if you want to try this out, I recommend you start with one of these large lists, make it really helpful, and you can ask further questions in the discussions of this course.